gonna come up? You only get treats if you come up. That's the way the rules are, man. You know how we play this game. We do this every week. You got to come up and visit. You're not that old. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, he'll figure it out. I think it's live. I feel like I'm alive. Oh, did I put the wrong date on there? That's stupid. That wasn't good. I'll have to fix that afterwards. It's not a pineapple, it's actually a beer hop. See, I'm going to see if I can change the name while we're running it here. You're right, I did put 8th, didn't I? Let's fix that. Today is the 16th, huh? I don't know, we'll see what that does. I don't know if I broke it or what. I guess we're still broadcasting though, so that's a good thing, right? Yeah, I looked at it this morning. It's blown past, it's blown past the Big Island, but it's still like hitting like, what's the island with Honolulu on it? It's still hitting with Honolulu on it. It's still hitting them. One of the outer arms here. I actually have it pulled up on the radar here. So there you can kind of see a little bit what's going on there. So that backwards here, that's the Big Island right there. And that's sort of the eye. It's not a very well-defined hurricane. I think they were saying it was Category 1, but it's bringing a lot of rain. It's just the winds aren't up there usually. Which is probably a good thing. I heard that some of the South Point, which is the southernmost point of the Big Island, got like 3 feet of rain when it blew through. So I don't know. We'll have to watch Matt's videos to see what he reports. I'm sure he'll do something on that. We'll have to watch Matt's videos to see what he reports. I'm sure he'll do something on that. I heard in some places they've gotten up to 36 inches of rain. That's 3 feet of rain. That's amazing. Texas would be underwater if that happened here. Yeah, shallow sea again. Yeah, there was a technical problem setting up. I pushed the button to start the live stream, and the wheel just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. I usually set up the live stream, within an hour before the live stream goes live. That way, you know it's going to happen. All you got to do is just click on that link. You're ready to go, and it'll start the second it starts. And I did that today. I started about, I set up the link about 10:15, and for some reason it was slow starting up when I was setting it up too. But by the time I got to the point where I pushed the button to start the stream, it wouldn't start. So I ended up shutting it down and restarting it. You like the purple smoke? Yeah, that thing behind me, that's just an incense burner. And I had a last minute inspiration that I was going to shine an ultraviolet black light on it from behind, and it would make the smoke look purple. It looks really cool. I heard power is out in about 70% of the Big Island right now, so I don't know, how much he'd be responding to that stuff. We'll hear from him in a day or so. I'm sure there'll be some videos. Yeah, it turned out way better than I thought it would. And I'd hoped it would be cool. That's why there's sort of a purple tint with me too, because the light's actually shining on the ceiling, and so that light's shining back on me, so it's giving me a purple tint too. But yeah, I think the effect is really worth it. It looks great. Come on, Bite, you gonna come up and visit? He's right here. Yeah, I might have to remember this effect for Halloween. Come on up. No? Only the best for my audience, Susan. Like I said, I just thought about it like 5 minutes before I started the live stream. I got these about it like 5 minutes before I started the live stream. I got these really cool ultraviolet black lights. There was actually one. It was Kara at the rock store kind of pointed them out to me a few weeks ago, and she had them in the store. She has them to light up these paintings that I have here that I've shown you before. Those are really highly UV reactive. And she has one of those lights to do that. And I just kind of decided, oh, I like that. It's got a good UV content. A lot of times these UV lights that you can buy online or stuff like that, they just don't live up to the hype. This one did. So I actually bought 4 of them, and I think they'll be great for Halloween. What I've actually done, I've had in the past, I've had smoke machines. I don't have one right now that works, but I've done smoke machines in the past, and I've done, had strobe lights on them, and those are really cool. I did try dry ice once, and it worked fairly well, but it was a big expense to make it happen, and it didn't last as long as I'd hoped it would. It would depend on what the wind looks like, because you get any wind on that. Let me show you here. I'll blow on this, and see it just kind of blows it all away. But that amethyst right there, amethysts aren't blacklight reactive, so it won't do anything. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Susan. I don't know. I might see, it all depends on what the wind is, because if the wind is thick, then it doesn't work that well. Well, I do got to figure out what I'm going to do for Halloween this year. In fact, it was funny. My boss showed me something that was at one of the local hardware stores that he saw. It was a 12-foot tall, uh, like great pumpkin creature that lifted his head off. And he said if he had the money, he would have bought it for me, but it was too expensive. Well, my boss just kept saying, if it was mine, I'd put it out in the middle of a cornfield where there'd be this thing popping up over the top of the corn rows there and lifting its head off. And it's like, yeah, that would be pretty cool because it would be big enough that it would rise above the corn. I'm sure they'll have it at Home Depot too. Because I think I've seen the thing before. I think I saw it last year. I don't know. I haven't gotten word of that. I've been thinking maybe I'd drive in and check it out. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's one of my favorite bosses ever. It's always nice when your boss is a friend. White still hasn't made his appearance on camera yet. I don't know what's going on with him. He was out here a little bit ago. It's a lot of younger people, but it's funny. Lately, the boss has been hiring older people because apparently the younger people don't have any kind of a work ethic. It's just nice to have a boss that you can consider a friend. That doesn't happen very often. And too many other things that they'd rather do than come to work. That's a big problem. No, it's been more than 2 weeks now. It's been every day over 100 degrees, and there's no change in sight. Here, let me show you the weather here. Because I can do that. I have the technology. Oh man, this is getting out of hand. There it goes. Geez, that took forever. Okay. All right, let's cut away here and show you what we're talking about here. So yeah, the foreseeable future. 103 today, 104 tomorrow, 103, 103, 103, 104, 105 on Sunday next week. Yeah. So that's what my future looks like right now. Oy, right? Yeah, you don't go outside much. In fact, it took me 2 days to rehydrate last week after the painting of the porch. Yeah, that's a little unusual for Texas. I mean, it's usually warm in the summer, but it's usually like mid 90s or something. We rarely crack 100. Yeah, not here. It's not a dry heat. We got because we're right on the Gulf of America, and so we got a lot of moisture coming in, and that's where the breeze is coming too. It's coming from the south, so it's blowing all that warm, moist air in off of the Gulf. Phoenix has got a dry heat. Yeah, but without all the camels and terrorism. Yeah, I think I heard something about a river that was like on the verge of overflowing, and they were evacuating people because of that. I don't know. Let's see what the rain looks like in the area. Move back to the U.S. here. Back from Hawaii, right? Let's see here. Yeah, well, it looks like the fun part's coming in here. So we can get a better view of that. Because there's the, oops, get it set up right. There's the Indiana, Illinois area. And you can see there's something coming across kind of the border of Missouri and Ohio and Iowa that's coming in. That's going to make things interesting. Got to get it right. So we got the air glare issue figured out. Yeah. I move one way thinking I'm going the other way, and yeah, it doesn't work that way. Everything's opposite. Well, I mean, there's really never no place that's safe from some kind of weird weather. In fact, the one place that really doesn't ever seem to have any kind of weather extremes, Antarctica. I think she's back to work. She popped up on the Facebook page about a week and a half ago and basically apologized for not being out. She just got some issues she's got to deal with, but she promises she'll be back at some point. She says hi. Funny, the smoke actually looks better, I think, on camera than it does in person. It does. It shows up amazing on camera. Usually the camera is, gets overwhelmed easily. So that's why when I try to show you some of my rocks and minerals under a black light, it doesn't work that well because it just saturates the camera. Helena, well, welcome back. It's been a long time. Yeah, doing all right. Trying to escape the heat. It's been massively hot here. Yeah, not here. 103 today, 104 tomorrow, 105 by next Sunday. Hey, Darth, now it's a party. Well, it was a short week, so as quick as we were into it, we were out again. Best part about work is the weekend. Come on up. No, he still hasn't made his appearance this one. Oh, I got to get him up here first, Garth. He didn't come up for the start. He just kind of sat on the ground and meowed at me. So he knows the rules. If he comes up here and joins the live stream, he gets a treat. He gets a treat, but not until, at least not until I'm guilted into giving him one. Crocheting pumpkins. That's funny. I usually just get them at the grocery store. I didn't know that was an option. No, no new rocks. I'm going over there today. But as I told you, I'm making payments on that one big giant agate, that grape agate that I showed you. I showed you that last week here. Let me show you again here. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one here. Let's go to that. Sorry, there's like a dozen permissions I need to set before let me do that. Yeah, it's that thing right there. And I definitely want to get that baby. Look at that thing. That thing's gorgeous under sunlight too. You know, Kara always says, "Oh, take it out and look at it in the sun." You know, all the kind of deep purple stuff there. It just glows and it glitters and on that because there's all sorts of little clear crystals that reflect the light back. It's what they call being druzy. But yeah, I want that baby. That's going to be mine. I got to make payments on that one. That one's not just one I walk in and walk out. In fact, it was funny. I was looking at her Facebook page today, and for the first time ever, I saw her post about how you could put stuff on layaway, which I thought was kind of funny. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. There's the posting. Yeah, see, you can put stuff on layaway if it costs more than $100. And I've never seen her say anything about that, but she last time I visited, I put a down payment on that one piece, and we're going to make about 4 payments before I get to take that one home. So I'm inspiring the business. Just between you and me, John, it isn't. I don't know. I would bet that she would probably let me, but I'm not going to push the matter. This is one of those things that she takes stuff on commission because she's got all sorts of like other local collectors that are like wholesalers, and they know her real well, and so they'll let her take stuff back to the store on under the guise that she can sell it. And so, and she also knows me well enough to know what I like. So she'll bring things back, on layaway that, she thinks that I'd like to see. It's not uncommon when she's over at the wholesaler that she's sending me photos of things like, would you like to see this in person? Would you like to see this in person? And, there are times I say yes, times I say no. But there was one grape agate that she had that I was really seriously looking at, and then she said, "Yeah, but you're going to want to see this one too." And that one was twice as big. In fact, I got to see both of them at the store last time, and I was like, it's like, oh man, I want them both. I want them both. And Ultimate said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a down payment on the big one. We'll see what happens with the other one. She knows what I like, that's for sure, Darth. He's here. He just doesn't want to visit you, I guess. He's being a rude co-host. Yeah, you're on camera. You want treats, but you don't get treats unless you come up and get them. Now, I also got the brush. Wouldn't that feel really good, Bite? Huh? No? Come on, buddy. Your fans want to see you, and now you're just hiding behind the couch. Not allowed to do that. That's poor. That's poor showmanship. Now, drop one on the floor here. See if that gets his attention. You're just not being a very good co-host, buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. This is really unprofessional, man. Have you ever heard the saying that show must go on? Yeah, but Kara knows that I'm not about to abandon my what I've paid so far. Hey, Gene. Thank you. Yeah, that's my Waco Ale Company shirt. Established in 2019. I got one more section to do yet, John, and then it will be done. It looks great. I'm really happy I did it. That was way less expensive. I think paid like $200 for the paint, and that was it. You know, it would have been 20,000 if I had the cabinets replaced. Oh, I'm sure those interesting things happening in Waco. I don't feel like being outside right now because it's so hot, though. Hopefully, that'll start cooling off a little bit. I know that in a few weeks, in what late September, Silo Screams is having a uh, a social media night where anybody who's like got some sort of a vlog channel or something like that can come in. John made me aware of it specifically, and I'm signed up for it. So I'm going to get to take you through all the mazes and show you the full on effect. I've never been able to do that because there's always kind of these limits of what you can do with cameras in the screen. But like I said, I'm going to be able to get to go in and show you all five of the mazes. So that'll be really cool. Yeah, I'll do Silo Screams again this year. Once again, it's going to be the same kind of thing. I can only do it for a couple weeks right at the beginning because of my work schedule and stuff like that. But hopefully, there's going to be one more weekend I can do it this week or this year because they're talking about the only reason I can do it is because it happens to correspond with the shutdown at work for the maintenance interval, and I guess they kind of reached a conclusion that they've been neglecting the maintenance a little bit and not having the machines down, uh, long enough for them to do the kind of work that needs to be done. So I think they're going to take a little longer. What I've been doing lately, since if I'm going to be there the whole season, then he'll put me in a specific place in one of the haunts. And I've been in the asylum. I've been in what they call the incinerator, and I've been in her wicked way. I've never really done the dark room, and I'm not a clown person, so never did the fun house, but I'll be able to go show you all of that this time. I even got to skip ahead of the line in terms of the reservations for the thing because one of the requirements is you gotta sign up and then provide links so they can verify you're some sort of an influencer. Well, he already knows I'm an influencer because I've done videos for him. He's seen my videos. So no, it opens the last week of September here. Let me see if I can quickly pull up the calendar here. I don't. I don't have the link directly, but so here's the website here. If it'll do it, here we go. So yeah, this is the main page here, and oh man, they even haven't updated it. This is still up from their from their Valentine's Day celebration here. Let's see if they've got new stuff. Yeah, my video. That's a video I did for them in 2019. That was my first year. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess I don't have the calendar up. I guess he posted something online, but he needs to update the page, I think. I think sometimes he does stuff on Facebook, and I think that may be where I saw. Let's see if I can find the Facebook page here. See if we can pull up the dates here. Okay. There's the dates. Okay, here we go. I knew he had something somewhere that I'd seen. Yeah, so there's the date. So the 25th of September is when it starts, and I guess it's going right through to Halloween. Sometimes they'll do the rest of the weekend, so it wouldn't surprise me maybe if you need a Sunday also. But see, he doesn't even have the influencer day marked on the calendar. I don't know why it's gray though. Let's see. But yeah, let's see. There's the influencer thing. Okay, so I guess it's a closed event. It doesn't sound like it's open to the public. So he said that there was like limited spots available. So I don't know. This might be just there might be just a handful of people in there. That would be really cool. There's supposed to be a few actors in there also, but simply message us on our digital platforms. Send us links to your account for verification. All 5 of the haunted houses will be available to tour, and most areas available to photograph and take videos. Some areas will have costume actors as well. Come get your content in a relaxed environment with time to set up your own shots and looks. Space is limited, so reach out soon. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a fun one. He thought about that at one point. Hey Tracy. I don't usually look at Tom Cruise that much. He's definitely one of those actors where his best work is in the past. I remember the flip video cameras. He's just one of those actors I think that was kind of overrated at the time, and they're and they were big for about 5 minutes and then they're there. No, Bite went back to his room. I don't know. I guess he just doesn't want to visit today. Yeah, me too, Darth. Looks like my incense burned out here because I don't have the purple haze anymore. Let's light another one because that's cool. Too cool of an effect to ignore. Let's a lighter here. If I was smart and prepared, I'd have a lighter ready to go at all times. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, they both burned out. That happens. Let's see, what do we got here? One of my favorites, some frankincense. You can kind of see the purple light now from my, okay, one. That's right, people, I am a professional. Light it up here. Here's well going. And in we go. There we go, more purple haze. That's just too cool of an effect not to have running, right? It's really psychedelic. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that was my Jimi Hendrix reference for the day. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm sure it's hot. It's called frankincense. I like it, kind of an ancient smell to it. No, Prince was Purple Rain. I don't know what the temperature is right now. Bite is 19. No, the hurricane's past the Big Island now. The worst of it's hitting, what is it, Oahu? Is that the island with Honolulu on it? Well, Bite and Nibble had a big brother when they were babies. The cat I had before them. I never planned to have more than one cat. It just kind of happened. But for about the first year of their life, there was a third cat whose name was Cat. Yeah, well, the reason, like I said, I'm shining a black light at the smoke behind me to make it happen. And unfortunately, it's all kind of shining up on the roof too. And so you're getting a little bit of reflected light down. That's why my hair is glowing purple. I did not dye my hair. It's that same ugly blonde, dishwater blonde that I always have. Yeah, frankincense is a good smell. I don't know what it is that they burn in Catholic Church. I remember when I was a kid and we were in Sunday school and that kind of stuff. One of the times, some of the groups went to other churches, so to kind of get an idea. So we went to a synagogue, we went to a Catholic church, and I do remember they had the incense, but I don't know what it was they were burning, what they were burning. Yeah, it does look like the smoke when genie's coming out of the bottle. I guess it would make sense that it would be frankincense that they'd be burning in the church, considering that was one of the gifts that was given to Jesus on when he was born. Of course, whenever I think of that, I think of the Monty Python sketch in the beginning of Life of Brian. A bomb? Yeah, my thing was like I think junior high school, about that age. Yeah, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Exactly. What's myrrh? It's a bomb. A bomb? No, it reminds me of living at home, and it's at the other end of the house, so I don't hear it that much. And honestly, even when I'm out here watching TV, I don't hear it that much. It's just a piece of home. It's a good thing I don't have all four of them going off, right? I think I did see that one, Gene. That was pretty funny. I can make them so they all go off at the same time, but usually what I'll do is the grandfather clock will go off at the right time, and then everything else will be like a minute or so before or after, because I don't want them all going off at once. That's just racket at that point. I bought part of a rock. Let's put it that way. There's something I picked up on layaway, and in fact, if you watch the Facebook page, I showed a picture of it, and since I now technically own 37% of the rock, I showed 37% of the picture. So as I buy more and more of it, I'll show more and more of the picture. I did get a couple pieces a couple weeks ago because Kara was really sad that I came in there and spent so much money and didn't walk out with any rocks. So she gave me a couple things, and then there was something I saw at the last minute that wasn't terribly expensive, and I picked that up. That may be what I'm doing over the next couple weeks until I get the thing paid off, and then I'm going to have, that thing is like this big. It's like 18 inches long, so that will definitely have to be given a beautiful location somewhere. Right now, what I do is I kind of set up the top row on this one here, this stuff here. That's all my favorite stuff. So all my best stuff is right there. And so it may be time that I take some of the older best stuff off, move it somewhere else to make room for this new piece that's coming in I don't know, probably 6 weeks or so. It's going to probably take that long for me to be able, pay the thing off, but we'll make room for it. Good seeing you too, Helena. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know. We'll do something. Oh yeah, yeah. I have a pair of identical lava lamps that I picked up. I had one for a while, but eventually they get to the point where they don't work anymore. And I like having them. They're really cool. I like having them, going during the live streams. Uh, and so I went over to Spencer Gifts, and I wanted, they had a whole bunch of different styles and stuff like that, but I wanted two of the same thing, and I like the blue ones with the black uh, base and top. So that was the ones I got. And I always have them running during the live streams. Yeah, did you get a chance to see it, Darth? It it was pretty far north. I thought that it was hitting. Did you get to see totality? I don't think totality hit you, but did you see a part of it at least? Because yeah, I remember the eclipse from last week. I'll tell you that Still one of the greatest thrills in my life seeing that one that came through here a couple of years ago. That was amazing. It's just so weird seeing night turn to day and day turn to night. Yeah, I never thought I'd see an eclipse in my life. Not a total eclipse. I've seen a number of partials. Kind of psychedelic, isn't it? I doubt anyone here went to school in the 1800s. It was interesting seeing the way the birds reacted around here because the second it became dark, they all got quiet, and then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, they were all chirping again. It was weird. Yeah, well, the tree stump is an incense burner, so it is a really great effect. Though I'm gonna have to do that again. Maybe do a standalone video where it's just an hour of that, maybe running in at half speed, so it's all slow motion. That'd be wicked cool, wouldn't it? No, just an incense burner. I hide the bong. Yeah, I've heard about animals reacting oddly to the P wave of an earthquake. Yeah, I know. Why would you? The irony of going after the fascist military by attacking the monument of the people who defeated Nazis and fascists. It's just the irony is thick. And then her argument at the end, well, I'm just trying to get help. I've got problems. I need help. Yeah, you're going to get it now in jail, friend. The Haywood Fault, that's in California, isn't it? I think that's up around San Francisco area, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't decided what's for dinner yet. I'm halfway done with that seafood gumbo. The other half's in the freezer, so we'll let that sit there for a while and enjoy it at some future date. It was good though. It got better with time. Never had Persian food. I love Mexican food. That's probably my favorite ethnic food. Okay, we're gonna do a bunch of gumbo puns now, huh? I don't know. I've never, like I said, I've never really tried Persian food, so I wouldn't even know what to order. Okay, you can put a map of the face of the Haywood Fault here. I think that's up. I think it is up near San Francisco. Let's see if we can find this here. Guess it hasn't popped up yet. Have to give it a minute. It's funny considering all the heat we got going on right now. This is what was happening a month ago here in Waco. I remember this because I shot video like this in my house. Yeah, we're over 100 degrees right now, but that's what was going on about a month ago here in Waco. Guys got to learn to hold the camera still here. Holy cow. Look at all that rain. Oh, there's a Haywood Fault. Okay, okay, I see. I don't. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I thought it was around San Francisco. I mean, you consider the San Andreas goes like right down this. That's the San Andreas Fault right there. Kind of runs along the shore for a while and then kind of eventually goes out to sea. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Greek food either. I don't know, Gene. That's starting to sound more like the plot of the movie Fargo. Anybody ever see that? That's a good movie. There's a fusion for you: Mexican, Persian, and Greek food. Throw in a little sushi and we're on to something. Lots of purple haze. Yes, absolutely. No, I didn't think she was. I didn't think she was alive a week later, week after she disappeared. It's like, nah, she's gone. She's buried in some field somewhere. Someone will dig her up someday. Or doesn't have to be a perfect crime because crime scene investigation isn't perfect. Contrary to what they show you on TV, they don't always solve the case, or else there wouldn't be cold cases. Oh, I don't know if I'd make generalizations about people in the South. There's stupid people everywhere. You see them here, but you also see them, I remember them in California too. They're all over the place. Also, some very smart people in the South, including some of the smartest people I've ever met. Well, that's kind of the same in any rural area. No, I haven't specifically been in the backwood areas of South Carolina, but I've driven through Encino in Los Angeles. That's sort of the same, or Inglewood, or Compton. Not on the top, I don't. I got a couple of opals. I'll go get them for you. I love opals too. I watched a documentary on opals a while back, a number of years ago. I said, "Oh man, I got to get one when I get a chance." Ah. All right, let's get back into broadcasting position here. This is one of the opals I got. That's actually a Boulder opal from Australia. That was one. Kara has someone who works in the shop with her named Tiffany, and this is one that belonged to Tiffany, but she decided to sell it, and I got a good deal for it. So that's a good one. This is my favorite one, though. This is also the most expensive piece in my collection. Look at that one. I love the fire in that. This one has kind of a twin that's more blue than this one. I want to get that one too, but look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love opals. Opals are awesome. Yeah, can't go wrong with them. I got a couple other little ones too, but those are the nice ones. And like I said, I want to add this one's twin to my collection at some point. Yeah, I know. You got to get the angle just right, but they glow just so beautiful. That's a nice one. Like I said, the other one that they got has got more blue in it. And this one's got more green in it. I don't know if I have any fluoride. I get it, well, probably in the toothpaste I have, but I got a bunch of fluorite. No, no eclipse there. The camera is kind of funny. It auto corrects for the colors, and I changed. See how it when I aimed over at the rock and all of a sudden the colors changed. And I think part of it has to do with that black light that's shining on the roof. Well, Matt's way up high, and honestly, the most dangerous part of hurricanes is the storm surge, and he's on the trailing end of the island because he's on Kona side. So probably got windy, probably got some tree damage and stuff like that around him, but I'm sure he's fine. Of course, maybe we are having an eclipse. There we go. Total eclipse of the live stream here. Yeah, I know, eclipse inside. Imagine that. You have to write a paper on that. Yeah, I like my regular opals. That one's really pretty. I've been told I should crack this one open, but I don't think so. All the magic is on the inside. I was actually a little concerned about Flash this morning because I realized when I went back to work this past week that I didn't see Flash at all that past weekend. So I actually went out and looked for her, and actually found her this morning. She's just doing her best to avoid the heat. She's sleeping in a place she doesn't usually sleep in. So it took me a few minutes to find her. No, the opals don't do anything with the black lights. Yeah, there you go. There's my fingerprint for anybody who needs it. It's funny, you can actually see a little of it. Hiding from the heat, definitely. I've heard of them, but I don't have one. That's one of the things that Kara knows I'm into is raw gemstones because she's found me rubies and she's found me the opals, of course. I got a couple of garnets. I got a garnet that's like the size of a golf ball. Yeah, I haven't really seen anything that the black light will do with my opals. Yeah, let's see if we can pull up a picture of a black opal here. I'm kind of curious now as to what they look like. Oh yeah, those are actually pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah, look at that. Those are pretty cool. Just doing here. Oh, got a virus on that one, so okay. Never mind. You run into that all way more than you think you would. Wow, $17,000, and that can be yours. Oh, heck, I got that in my wallet. No, what's a Sankara stone? I don't know that one. Is that another Star Wars reference? Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that. Sorry. That's those stones from the second Indiana Jones movie. No, no black diamonds. That's something else I've told Kara I would love to have is like a, just a raw diamond, not something cut, just something raw out of the ground. I've also asked her to keep an eye out because sometimes quartz has gold mixed in with it, and I'd love to have some quartz with gold or even a gold nugget. Look who's back. I don't know. You had a chance. You could have come up here and visited, but no, you had to stay down there on the ground and meow at me. You klutz! It went right past you. It's behind you. You won't even come and visit your viewers, huh? How rude! You're just a bad co-host, dude. I have a favorite. I got a lot of favorites. It's really hard to pick just one. Actually, no, it isn't really hard to pick just one. There is one. Here, I'll show you my favorite. I've shown this one a few times. Yeah, this one's here, my ultimate favorite. Doesn't seem like much though, does it? I mean, there's some pretty stuff on it. It just doesn't seem like very much though until you hit it with a black light because it glows just a gorgeous pink color. It's not we're not doing very well with it because of the overwhelming the camera a little bit, but you can kind of see how it glows pink under that. And then we hit it with a shortwave light, it glows blue. And I thought that was really cool. But then what I thought was even cooler is when you turn off the light, it continues to glow for about 3 or 4 seconds. So yeah, that one's my favorite, probably hands down. Has been for a long time. That's the only rock that I have in my collection that I actually brought in to show Kara. I said, yeah, I brought something to show you once. Yeah, I got some pretty cool Guided by Voices posters too. They're fun. This is called Terlinga calcite. And that was one I picked up at, where did I get this one? Because I didn't get it from Kara. I might have picked that up at one of the rock and mineral shows I went to. I don't think that one's radioactive. I got a few that are. A lot of times when you do get something that glows green under a black light, that's usually signs of naturally occurring uranium. I mean, naturally occurring uranium. I mean, it isn't really heavy. I wouldn't want to get hit in the head with it. It would hurt. And it's about the size of my fist, a little larger. Probably weighs a pound or so. Pretty cool rock, though. Now, next show that's coming up will be coming back in next May. So I got a ways to go for that. I guess this show kind of travels around. So they go from city to city to city. So it doesn't really make sense to travel with them because they're going to have the same stuff in the next show. But it's really kind of cool catching up to them once a year because at that point, they have new stuff every year. See, that's the downside of Kara's shop is, unless she's got something new that's really exciting, it's like I've seen most of this. And she knows, I've told her that to her face, it's like, the longer I'm here buying, the harder your job is going to be because now, you're going to have to keep finding new things that I don't have that are really cool. I don't envy her that position. I'm a tough person to shop for. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, Darth. But it's probably a good thing that that show only comes around once a year too, because it took me after that last purchase. I spent more than $3,000 at that show, and it was another month or a month and a half before I was actually ready to start buying again. I don't. I get the feeling that a lot of stuff that she sells is kind of more smaller things. I think for the most part, the big things that she has in the store are one, just eye candy for people to look at, and two, directed at me because I know she knows that I like the big stuff and the really cool, great specimens of things. And that's how it sort of works too. She kind of has to sell some stuff in order to get the money to buy new stuff. And I would say she's probably, just looking at the rocks and minerals, she's probably got 20 to 30 thousand dollars in inventory in that store. And then she's got the jewelry and stuff like that too. Excuse you. Yeah, she does jewelry too. A lot of it though is like natural gemstones and stuff like that. A lot of times like rough stuff. I mean, let me see if I can look at her page again, see if we can find anything that looks jewelry like here. Um, yeah, here's a couple things that are jewelry. I think that's an opal too. Let's look at this here. Hold on. Let's see, that's like looks like a silver necklace, and I'm not sure what the blue stones are there, but kind of pretty. She's got a couple of display cases with like jewelry and stuff like that in it. But then a lot of it's like this kind of stuff. That's in her blacklight cabinet. Look at that. That's cool. I think that's called a halide opal. I got a couple of those too. But that glows under the black light that way. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Looks like turquoise and stuff like that, all kind of in cut into almost looks like obsidian or something. And there's Lucy. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff she has. Call her sometimes. She'll order stuff. I know Susan's got some stuff from her. You got to keep posting, Darth. I wonder if I can compete. See, I don't get graded like that. Yeah, I guess I don't get to be a key contributor onto my own site. I guess I'm the ultimate contributor. I guess, huh? I'm not really sure how that's calculated because because all of a sudden, the ratings will change on people. So I don't know. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew I could count. I think it is sort of the number of posts and basically the type of engagement. Darth is gaming the system here. Let's see here. I have a button here that lets me do that. Susan's number one right now, and I haven't even seen her post in a while. I've read a little bit about it. Let's see if I can. See if I can figure out what's happening here, how it happens. There we go. Okay, they call it a leaderboard, and it's a place for fans to stand out in the community. The top three get special badges and live chats. It resets every time with every new live stream, so you can always try again. How do you get onto the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send live chat messages, and send super chats and super stickers. And I don't know what a super sticker is. So I don't know. I guess you can buy your way onto the board here. Send me a super chat. Give me money. Good seeing you, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. Hope to see you again sometime. Good to see you too, Gene. Have a good church. Oh, is that what a super sticker is? What's the difference between a super sticker and a super chat then? Well, I mean, I would guess if you make a super chat, you get to decide where the money is sent. I know people used to send super chats and say buy cat treats with it. So Bike gets cat treats because of that. You pay for the sticker and it's large and stands out. Okay. Having never received a super sticker here, I don't know. But that sounds reasonable. You know, I don't really care if I get promoted anymore at work. I'm happy where I am. You send a super sticker? Huh. Hey, Nancy. Welcome back. Good to see you again. And I appreciate it, Susan. You contributed in a big way. Yeah, yeah, that piece is really nice. You're talking about this one here. Hang on. That one. 'Cause yeah, that one is pretty cool. That definitely looks like an opal. Good to see you too, Darth. Thanks for stopping in. I'll tell you what, that frankincense burning behind me, that burned for a long time. I was using a different brand of incense for the first one that I burned. It only went for about 40 minutes. This has been going for more than an hour now. Now, and the house smells like frankincense. Wow, what a coincidence, Darth. Me too. Yeah, the doggy, that's Lucy. That's Kara's dog. Lucy's a little shy, but she's warming up to me a little bit. She's starting to know me a bit. What brand? What of the incense? I'll show you the boxes of the stuff I was burning here. A lot of times I get like my incense over at Spencer Gifts, but they don't have my favorite stuff anymore. So I had to find it somewhere else. This is what I was burning early on. It's called Dragon's Blood. I love that smell. That's awesome. That's one of my favorites. I used to get this at Spencer Gifts, but they don't have it anymore. And then there's another little shop over in the Richland Mall that has like some rocks and a couple little rocks and things. And they got a lot of like that kind of stuff. And that's where I got the frankincense, and that's what we're burning now. I love this stuff. So that's a good brand. That's what I'm burning right now. Like I said, that's been going for more than an hour. Yeah, that's it. It's my rock and roll show. Exactly. I think it is starting to burn out a little bit though. I mean, like I said, I started that one because the first one I started right before I started the live stream, and it ran until about 40 minutes later. And then I started the new one, and that's been going for like I said, more than an hour now. Yeah, as somebody who's given an embarrassing first name, I wouldn't do that to my kid. Rocky Road Roll. My boss sometimes calls me Breck Rock and Roll. So all of a sudden the light turned yellow again. Like very yellow on screen all of a sudden. It's weird how that works. Oh no, it's another eclipse. Yeah, since I started a little early, a little late today, I'll go a couple more minutes still. I know we're after one already, but I usually drop out about this point, but we haven't hit the 2 hour mark on the clock yet. I got to at least do that. It's really embarrassing if I don't dedicate myself to a full 2 hour live stream. I just feel like I've ripped you guys off. Actually, you're right, Nancy. Now I kind of want Rocky Road ice cream too. That does sound really good. Rocky Road's up there with me too. I think I did Rocky Road ice cream at one point too. I think I did a vlog out of it. Gonna make a quiche, huh? I bet you there's some sort of story behind that, Susan, right? She talks from time to time about people who steal things. She caught somebody on camera doing it a while back, and basically said, "We got video footage of you. If you return the stuff, it'll be no questions asked, and it'll be fine." And then she said, "And if you don't, we'll make you famous, make you internet famous." I asked her about it one of the times I was there. She said, "Yeah, basically, two people came into the store. One of them distracted the salesperson, and the other one just started pocketing stuff." Can't believe that. But that's the world that we live in, unfortunately, and there is some of that here in Texas. Yeah, I remember the Flintstones. Flintstones were great. Never knew there was that many layers of intrigue in the Flintstones. Yeah, I got a DVD of a bunch of like uh, Warner Brothers cartoons. Pull that out and watch every once in a while. Yeah, the some of those old cartoons did have really great animation. Warner Brothers, Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, yeah, the garbage disposal is a pig lying upside down with his mouth open. The sink is an elephant with his nose stuck to the window. Yeah, it was Mr. Slate, right? Wasn't that his name? I like the Jetsons too. They were fun. Tom and Jerry. That was the stereotypical boss at the time. Yeah, I watched some Pink Panther too. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't as into maybe the Pink Panther, but I remember that. That was pretty cool. I remember watching the George Reeves Superman TV series as a kid, the black and white one. That was a great one too. Oh yeah, I remember Wally Gator. I had to stop and think about that. Scooby Doo, yeah, I like that. Didn't watch Johnny Quest. That was, I think, a little before my time. Anyway, I've done my 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to pull the plug on this. We'll pick this up again next week. Got to head over to the rock show or rock store and make another down payment on my grape agate, and we'll see what we come up with. So, anyway, had a good time today. Thanks everyone stopping in. See you next time. Good night.